We are now proceeding to the first item in our agenda, and that is to resolve the matter that was laid on the table during the April 22 hearing, the question of whether or not to open the BIR box. May I direct the committee secretary to bring to this table the BIR box. Lisa? Ayaw mo doon? Para kitang-kita. Para nakaharap yung BIR. May I direct Vice Chair Bel Zamora to confirm to the committee that the BIR box remains sealed.
Yes, Madam Chair, as seen from the four sides of the box remains sealed and we still see the tape that was placed there as well as the signature of the Commissioner. Thank you, Madam Chair.
The floor is now open for manifestation, clarificatory questions, motions regarding the question of whether or not to open the BIR box.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
Now
Thank you,
we
Madam Chair.
recognize the Honorable Laila De Lima.
maraming salamat po. Mine is a manifestation and emotion. Gusto ko pong ulitin at panindigan yung aking naging posisyon last hearing nung tinalakay po natin yung laying on the table ng issue na to para na bubuksan ba o hindi yung BIR box at i-examine yung mga tax records. Presumably yung laman yan ay yung mga BIR tax records na kasama po sa subpoena. Ang aking pong pinakaposisyon ay sako po sa kapangyarihan natin, kasama sa mandato natin, flowing from the Constitution itself, to do that, to open the box and examine the contents of the box, because these are all subpoenaed by the House Committee, and this is relevant to the issues at hand, to the ground of unexplained wealth.
Just for the record, the motion of the Honorable De Lima is to open the BIR box. The
Madam Chair.
Honorable Lawrence Defensor and then the Honorable Benny Abante.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ang pagbubukas po ng mga box ay nagbabago ng kapalaran ng ating bansa. Nakita na natin yan ng 2001. At tandaan po natin at wag nating kakalimutan na ang impeachment is the highest form of national inquest to determine the accountability and fitness of the highest leaders of the country. Dapat pong mabuksan ang box na yan dahil pag hindi nabuksan yan, parang tayo ang gumawa ng betrayal of public trust. We should let the Filipinos see what's inside that box and allow the members of this committee to assess what evidence is inside the box. Kung ito ba ay nakapagpapatatag ng ebidensya laban sa Vice President o makakasuporta sa respondent at sa kanyang posisyon na siya ay walang kasalanan. Madam Chairman, there is no other mandate for the House of Representatives having the sole power to initiate impeachment complaints, but to open the evidence and to let the members assess and decide for themselves how it will play a part in the exercise of their vote in this committee and in plenary. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Lawrence Defensor. Next is the Honorable Benny Abante.
Madam Chair,
And then Honorable Chua, and then Honorable Vice Chair Po, and then Honorable DS, Janet Garin, and Congresswoman Bernadette Barbers, and Congressman Jude Asidre. It seems everybody wants to speak, and Congressman Tino, and Congressman Eming Pascual. Now, let us recognize the Honorable Benny Abante.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Kailanman hindi ko po questionin ang mga legal opinion ng ating mga abogado dito sapagkat hindi naman ako abogado. Subalit, kahit po ako hindi abogado, hindi ako masyadong nakatulog kagabi kasi pinag-aralan ko ito kung bubuksan o hindi. Anyway, nakaharap tayo ngayon sa isang mabigat na desisyon. Isang usapin na hindi lamang susukat sa ating galing sa batas, kundi pati na rin sa ating prinsipyo at integridad. Sa harap natin, andyan po yung mga income tax returns ni Vice President Sara Duterte at na kanyang asawang si Atty. Manscarpio. It is a literal and figurative, eka nga, Pandora's box na nasa pangangalaga ng House Committee on Justice. Napakasimple po ng question. Dapat ba nating buksan ang kahon na ito? Sinabi po sa Biblia, sa Luke 12:2, akin pong babanggitin sa wikang Tagalog, walang natatago na hindi mahayag at walang lihim na hindi malalaman. Naniniwala tayo sa transparency. Naniniwala tayo sa accountability. Ngunit bilang mga mambabatas, kailangan din nating maniwala sa tinatawag nating prudence o sa wikang Tagalog, tamang pagpapasya. Hindi po yung galing sa batas, kundi prudence. Mayroon tayong tinatawag na, power of the subpoena at ang power of the purse. Sabi nga ng ilan, ang kapangyarihan ng Kongreso ay nasa itaas ng tinatawag nating legal food chain. Pero tandaan po natin, just because we can do something does not mean we should. Ulitin ko ho. Just because we can do something does not mean we should. Bakit po ako nag-aalangan? Unang-una, sa aking pag-aaral, privacy and the law. Meron tayong Section 270 ng NIRC na nagbibigay proteksyon sa confidentiality ng mga taxpayers. Yan ang una. Pangalawa, private rights. Kasama sa usapin si Atty. Manscarpio, isang private citizen na may karapatan sa data privacy. Hindi po siya rito ang ating tinutugis bilang merong impeachable offense. Number 3, process over politics. Ang trabaho ng House ay tukuyin lamang ang probable cause. Kung may usok ba sa likod ng apoy. Ang pagtitimbang ng ebidensya at ang pagbubukas ng mga selyadong dokumento ay mas nararapat na gawin sa Senate sitting as an impeachment court.
At this point in time, ako po ay naniniwala sa argumento po at sa legal opinion ng ating kagalang-galang na Congresswoman Laila De Lima at ganun din sa ating napakahusay na Assistant Majority Floor Leader, Congressman Noy Defensor. Bakit ko po sinasabi na ako po ay sa kanila ay sumasang-ayon? Dahil kung babasahin po natin ang ating saligang batas, specifically Section 3, Paragraph 8, Article 11, sa accountability of public officer, maliwanag po dito na sinasabi, the Congress shall promulgate its rules on impeachment to effectively carry out the purpose of this section. So, ibig sabihin po, tayo po ay binibigyan ng kapangyarihan ng batas, ng saligang batas, na magbigay o gumawa ng ating sariling patakaran. Patukoy po dito sa impeachment. Ngayon, sa ating pong rules, Section 7, malinaw po dito. Sabi po dito, the committee shall have the power to issue compulsory processes for the attendance of witnesses and the production of documents and other related evidence. Ito pong nasa harapan natin na ITR na selyado na galing po sa BIR, ito po ay produkto o bunga ng compulsory process na inisyu po netong committee. At yun po ay ang subpoena duces tecum. Ngayon, kung meron pong conflict sa national law at sa konstitusyon, lagi pong mananaig ang nakalagay po sa ating saligang batas. Hindi naman po tayo nagsubpoena para sa isang selyadong box. Ang sinasubpoena po netong committee to ay yung ITR o yung nilalaman po netong box. Kaya ako po naniniwala na tayo po ay talagang may karapatan. Subalit, for purposes of determination of probable cause, at sabi nga po ng ating kagalang-galang na congressman galing po sa SAIS, 6th District ng Maynila, dapat tayo rin ay mag-iingat. Pero hindi po ibig sabihin sa pag-iingat na to ay tayo sinusuko na po natin ang ating pong kapangyarihan. So ako po ay pagpapalibang ko po dahil ito pong usapin na ito ay maaaring dumating din sa Senado. Dahil kung babasahin po ninyo ang National Internal Revenue Code, hindi naman po sinabi na pagdating sa Senado ay exempted na. Yun po ang kanilang magiging argumento. Pero base po dito sa ating konstitusyon at sa ligang batas, tayo naman po talaga ay merong karapatan. Kaya po, ako po ay i-reserve ko po to for purposes of determination of probable cause. Tayo po ay pupunta sa hakbang ng pag-iingat. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Chua. Now we recognize one of the vice chairs of the Committee on Justice, Honorable Brian Poe from the FPJ party list.
Madam Chair, on the motion to open the BIR sealed box, I believe transparency and justice must be fair. Commissioner Mendoza himself placed on the record the operative parameters under which the Bureau may produce the taxpayer returns, that the Bureau is authorized to furnish returns upon the request of Congress and in aid of legislation, but that any return identifying a particular taxpayer is to be received only when the committee is sitting in executive session or upon the written consent of the taxpayer. That is the framework set by Section 71 in relation to Section 270 of the National Internal Revenue Code, or RA 8424. That is the framework that the Commissioner brought before this committee. The 21-4 deferral met that framework. Nothing on the record has since displaced it. We must be wary of the precedent that we set in this impeachment proceeding. However, should the impeachment proceed to trial in the Senate, I believe they will do the right thing and further investigate the documents presented by the BIR. I have faith in the integrity of the House and the Senate. This matter should be discussed when the time is right. But for now, we are merely discussing probable cause, which I believe we have sufficient evidence. The AMLAC reports referencing 6.77 billion in transactions. And for those reasons, Madam Chair, I feel that maybe this may not be the correct time for the opening of this box.
Thank you, Vice Chair po. Now let us recognize the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Janet Green.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, narinig po natin yung mga brilliant legal minds sa mga miyembro ng Committee on Justice. At narinig po natin yung magkabilang panig. Let me go back to why we are all here. Andi dito po tayo kasi ginagampanan natin ang ating tungkulin when it comes to accountability of public officials. Kaakibat no accountability na yon ay full transparency. Kaya naiintindihan ko at ramdam na ramdam ko ang kagustuhan ng karamihan na buksan ang kahon galing sa BIR. Subalit, nung andi dito ang BIR, napakaklaro din na sinabi nila na tali ang kanilang mga kamay, gusto man nila subalit may mga batas na kailangan nilang gampanan. Madam Chair, the thrust of the Committee on Justice is for accountability and transparency to prevail. However, hindi pa po tayo ang korte. We are not the impeachment court. We are simply determining the probable cause based on the complaints filed by the complainants here today. Ang puso ko ay sumisigaw na buksan. Subalit kung puso ko lang ang aking pakikinggan, ay pwede itong mailagay at malihis ang dapat nating gawin.
Congressman Jude Asidre from Tingog Party List.
Madam Chair, allow me to speak for the many who are probably listening to our proceedings today. Sa mga nakaraang pagdinig, malinaw na nakita natin na ang mga hindi pangkaraniwang financial transactions na na-flag ng AMLAC. Kasabay nito, nasuri din natin ang mga SALN kung saan inilahad ang mga negosyo at business interest ng pangalawang Pangulo at ng kanyang asawa. Batay sa mga datos na lumabas, kapansin-pansin na ang nakakarami sa kanilang mga negosyo ay hindi kumikita at sa makatuwid ay hindi maaaring maging pangunahing pinagmulan ng kanilang yaman. Kung ang pahayag ng pangalawang Pangulo, Madam Chair, ay ang bawat sentimo ng kanilang yaman ay nagmula sa mga lehitimong pinanggagalingan at may sapat na dokumentasyon, mas lalong magiging mahalaga na makita at masuri natin ang mga dokumentong ito. Hindi po ito usapin ng pagdududa lamang. Ito po ay usapin ng pagtitiyak. Sapagkat ang katotohanan, Madam Chair, kapag may sabat na batayan, ay dapat hindi kinakatakutan, ito ay nilalahad. Nabanggit ko po sa nakaraang pagdinig, alam natin kung magkano ang kinikita ng isang pangalawang Pangulo. The Vice President's salary is a matter of public record. Nakita rin natin na ang mga negosyong nakasaad sa SALN ng ating pangalawang Pangulo ay palugi at hindi kumikita. Kaya hindi maaring maging sapat na pinanggagalingan ng mga malalaking yaman. At bagamat walang dineklarang cash deposits, nito nakaraang pagdinig kinumpirma ng AMLAC ang 18 suspicious transaction mula sa kabuuang 6.7 billion covered transactions. Ito ay malinaw na pagpapakita na may mga bahagi pa ng kwento na kailangan pang punuan. Kaya Madam Chair, mahalaga na maihambing natin ang lahat ng ito, yung SALN, ang mga na-flag na transaksyon, at higit sa lahat sa mga income tax returns sa isinumite ng Bureau of Internal Revenue. Doon lang natin makikita kung magkakatugma ang kita, ang ari-arian at ang galaw ng salipi. Doon natin masusukat ang sinasabing lehitimong pinanggagalingan ay may konkretong patunay. Madam Chair, hindi po natin ito masasagot sa mga paliwanag lamang. Hindi po ito matatapos sa mga pahayag. Ang katotohanan ay nasa mga dokumento at ang tanging paraan para maabot ito ay ang pagbubukas, pagsusuri at paghahambing ng mga ito. Sa huli, Madam Chair, kailangan nating buksan ang mga dokumentong ito hindi para maghanap ng mali, kundi para maghanap ng katotohanan. Hindi para manghusga, kundi upang makapagbigay linaw, lalong-lalo na po sa mga miyembro ng kumiting ito. Hindi para magdulot ng ingay, kundi para maibalik ang tiwala sa prosesong ating ginagawa. At kung ang lahat ay tunay na ayon sa batas, ang pagbubukas ng mga dokumento ang siyang pinakamalinaw at pinakamalakas na panunay nito. Kaya kung walang itinatago, Madam Chair, dapat walang ikikinakatakot. Kaya po sinususugan ng kinatawang ito ang panukala ng kagalang-galang Leila de Lima na buksan ang mga dokumento at hayaang magsalita ang katotohanan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Honorable Asidre. At this point in time, we recognize the Honorable Congressman Tino from the ACT Teachers Party List.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. Consistent po dun sa naging unang botohan natin sa nakaraang hearing ay ang posisyon po natin ay dapat buksan na ang box na yan. Kahon, yan po ang ating posisyon. At bukod sa mga nabanggit na po, no, na hindi lang ordinaryong hearing ang ginagawa ng committee ito, ngunit ginagampanan ang mandato ng konstitusyon na impeachment proceeding, no, pinakamataas na proseso ng accountability para sa mga pinakamataas na opisyal. Pero bukod pa ron, malinaw din sa nakaraang hearing na yung BIR mismo sa pahayag ng kanilang commissioner ay nagsabi na ayon sa kanilang pag-intindi ng sariling batas na gumagabay sa BIR, ay tingin nila pwede na ibigay ang mga ni-request na tax documents at pwedeng buksan ng komite, however, kailangan daw in executive session. No? So sila mismo, kaya nga nila binigay dito dahil tingin ng BIR ay pinahihintulutan ito ng batas. Ang huling punto, dahil marami na pong argumento na sinabi rito, ang huling punto na nais kong idiin, tignan muli natin ang National Internal Revenue Code, Section 71, Disposition of Income Tax Returns, Publication of Lists of Taxpayers and Filers. Nakasaad po rito, after the assessment shall have been made as provided in this title, the returns, together with any corrections thereof, which may have been made by the Commissioner, shall be filed in the office of the Commissioner and shall constitute public records and be open to inspection as such upon the orders of the President of the Philippines under rules and regulations to be presented by the Secretary of Finance upon recommendation of the Commissioner. Ang gusto ko lang po i-emphasize dito ay yung sinasabi ng provision ng batas na income tax returns shall constitute public records and be open to inspection. So public records po yan. Yan po ang malinaw na mandato at intensyon ng batas. Hindi po ito sikreto. In fact, parang salin ng mga public officials ay pwedeng inspeksyonin, gayon din po ang para sa SALN at hindi lang po para sa mga opisyal kundi para sa lahat. So sa tingin po natin, dapat hindi malaking issue. No, lalo pa sa isang impeachment proceeding na buksan at suriin ang nilalaman ng kahon na yan. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Tino. Next to manifest is the Honorable Congressman Eming Pascual from the 4th District of Nueva Ecija.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Tayong lahat sa committee ito, hindi lang dito, buong Pilipinas, lahat tayo ang gusto lumabas ang katotohanan. But we must also be mindful of our role. Hindi po ito trial. This is not Senate. Our role is limited. Just to determine the probable cause. Kung mayroon tayong sapat na ebidensya, ma-establish sa committee ito, hindi natin kailangan ng iba pang ebidensya. Hindi tayo magsasabi kung guilty o hindi ang Vice President. Pag mayroon tayong naipon na matitibay na ebidensya, testimonya ng mga tao, public records, dalhin natin sa Senado. Totoo ang sinabi ni Madam Chair, Jinky Luistro. Ang kahon ang magbibigay ng linaw sa lahat. Subalit, sumasang-ayon ako kay Congressman Benny Abante na sa takdang panahon sa Senado, doon natin ito buksan. Opening the box now may blur the line between our function and that of the Senate. Dapat hayaan natin sa Senado buksan ang kahon. That's all, Madam Chair. Salamat.
I just want to place on record that the position of the endorsers are divided. While the endorser of the Sabalia et al. Complaint is moving to open the BIR box, the endorser of the Cabrera complaint is moving it's not still a motion, but your position is not to open the BIR box. I think this is one question before this committee. We're hearing your manifestations, really, I can say that the committee is totally divided. Nonetheless, let's continue to hear the position of the other justice members.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized?
There is a list, Honorable Jokno. I will be calling you after the Honorable Degamo. Thank you.
Madam Chair, may I be included in the list? Ma'am, here, ma'am, here. May I be included in the list?
Honorable Fortes, I will be listing you down after Congressman Jokno.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have,
There's a list. It's not yet your turn, with all due respect.
sorry.
Yes. The list is very sacred. I will be listing down Kong Elago. Kong Matibag is already listed. After Kong Eming Pascual, we now recognize the Honorable Congresswoman Ann Matibag from the 1st District of Laguna.
Thank you, Madam Chair. While I understand understand the sentiments of our dear colleagues, Madam Chair, I just want to stress that there is a rule or may exceptions, pero this is not unlimited. So we stick with the rules under the NIRC. Pwede lamang po natin buksan ang mga dokumento kapag tayo ay nasa executive session at gumagawa ng batas. At we are not in the proceeding or in the inquiry in aid of legislation. We have to also protect our members in the House of Representatives, also our government officials from the BIR. Nagkaso na po sa AMLA report, so wag na po natin idagdag ang mga kaso at protektahan natin ng ating batas at ang ating mga kasamahan. Huwag na po sana natin ipilit na buksan ng mahiwagang box na ito, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Matibag. Now we recognize the Honorable Deputy Speaker J.J. Suarez from the 2nd District of Quezon.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, in the last hearing, ako po yung nag-move para i-table muna ang pagbubukas nitong mahiwagang green box na ito. Lahat naman po tayo gusto po natin malaman kung ano po ang nilalaman at kung ang nilalaman po ba nito ay makakatulong sa atin para makarating sa isang tamang desisyon pagdating sa pagdedetermine ng probable cause. Napakinggan ko po ang posisyon ng maraming mga legal luminaries natin na kasama natin ngayon dito sa ating hearing. At sa palagay ko po, legally, may sapat na po tayong dahilan para buksan yan at malaman. Ngunit maging practical din po dapat tayo. Sa simula po ng justice hearing, nakailang kaso na po ang sinampa ng kampo ni Vice Presidente sa Supreme Court, sa Quezon RTC, para lang pigilan po ang proseso ng pag-usad. ng impeachment complaint. Ang masakit po dito ay ilan sa ating mga kasamahan tulad ni Congressman Percy at meron siyang mga batchmates na binanggit pa kanina ay nakasuhan pa nung isang araw. So I would rather heed to the call of the chairwoman who has always decided to proceed with caution. Because for all we know, opening this box, although we do believe has enough legal basis, might trigger another petition in the court to again stop the proceedings. So, sa akin pong palagay at pananaw, Madam Chair, ang posisyon ko po, pag tayo po ay magbobotahan, sa Senado na lang po natin buksan tong mahiwagang green box na to. Tapos, doon na lang po magkaalaman. Ang mahalaga para sa ating lahat ay may pagpatuloy po natin ang proseso na malaman natin kung meron pong sapat na batayan ang impeachment complaint laban sa Vice Presidente. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, D.S. Suarez. Next is the Honorable Janice Degamo from Negros Oriental 3rd District.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It has been said by so many already regarding the whether or not to open the box. But hearing DSJJ Suarez said, we have to proceed with caution. And I would like to reiterate, na truly, if we are to proceed with caution, we have to remember the limitations of our procedure today. First, the procedure we are doing today is not in aid of legislation. It is an impeachment procedure. Second, it has to be in an executive session, which is also not happening. And thus, since I am not a lawyer, I would like to stick to what is being said and let the next stage proceed. Sa Senate na lang po siguro talaga. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Next is the Honorable Congressman Lordan Suwan from Cagayan de Oro 1st District.
Madam Chair, I would have to ask what is the direct connection between the ITRs of the Vice President and Attorney Manscarpio and the articles of impeachment. Because the articles charge confidential funds, irregularities, threats, SALN violations, destabilization, and none of these are proven or disproven by a personal income tax return. The ITR adds marginal evidentiary value at most. Actually, hindi po ako tutol sa transparency. Tutol po ako sa pag-bypass ng protection ng batas na nakalatag mismo doon. Kung gusto natin tingnan ang ITR, may paraan po. Executive session, Section 71, which requires the permission of the President himself, may mga safeguards. Hindi natin sisirain ang batas para patunayan ang isa pang batas. And of course, there's a basic rule of statutory construction, Madam Chair. Express enumeration excludes the unmentioned. And the exceptions do not mention impeachment at all. So the statute, when it was amended in 2010, had every opportunity to insert, quote unquote, or upon order of either the House of Congress or either House of Congress in aid of legislation or upon order of the House Committee on Justice in impeachment proceedings. Hindi nilagay eh. So I believe the omission is deliberate and exclusive. Madam Chair, if there are still uncertainties as to the legal basis and necessity of opening this box, then I think it would be imprudent for us to open it at this stage. These are protected by law, and any disclosure must be clearly and unquestionably authorized, not based on assumptions or discretion.
Our parliamentary status, there is a pending motion to open the BIR box. I hope the justice members are all guided by the worthy and strong arguments of those who are in favor of opening and those who are not in favor of opening. But in summary, of course, we do not dispute the position of the Honorable Laila de Lima that the Constitution is paramount, that accountability mechanism must be protected and preserved, that the impeachment proceeding should be greater than any other proceeding. However, I wish to remind the justice members that since day one of our proceeding, we have taken the conservative route. We have taken the safer and the cautious road. It is because we are likewise aware that we owe it to the Filipino people to be able to proceed with this impeachment proceeding, and if probable cause will be determined, to reach the finish line. With that having said, may I solicit the necessary...
Madam Chair, just a very quick interjection.
The Honorable Sendanya is recognized.
Pasensya na po kayo. Alam ko pong hinihintay ng taong bayan yung desisyon sa pagbubukas ng kahon. Pero may nabanggit po kasi kanina na popo at basya na line po si Representative Marcoleta. Inattribute po niya yung explanation, deserve an explanation kay Popoy. Hindi po siya kay Popoy, linawin ko lang po. Ito po ay kay Papa P, kay Piolo Pascual sa pelikulang Starting Over Again. And I hope that as we decide on this matter, this will not lead us to starting over again. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, we are done with Popoy and Piolo. We are addressing a very important decision here. So with the indulgence of all the members, may I solicit the necessary second to the motion to open the box raised by the
second.
Honorable Congresswoman Laila de Lima.
I
I
object.
second the motion. Second.
I
The
object.
same has been seconded by the Honorable Antonio Tino. Do I hear an objection?
I object.
The objection has been registered by the Honorable Benny Abante, which means we shall proceed to divide the House. Please be ready to vote. Again, the motion is to open the BIR box. Those who are in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. You may put down your hands. Those who are not in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. You may put down your hands. Those who abstain, please raise your right hand. That concludes the voting. COMSEC, please submit the result of our vote. With 6 votes in the affirmative, and 38 votes in the negative, with 0 abstention. The motion to open the box is hereby denied. So ruled.